of America. Our can-do American spirit is being lost. We don't have the I anymore. You got to be able to go out and do it, and we don't have that. Our children don't know the difference between a flathead screwdriver and a Phillips. And if they did know the difference, they would know what to do with it anyway. I've been working for, I'd say, 25 years now as a mechanic. And I was always fascinated with motorcycles. And that's where I stopped. Being able to make bikes that are 60, 70 years old perform as good as they ever did. Maybe not as good as new bikes, but as good as they ever did. Something to be said about that. It's very rewarding. The vintage bikes have much more style and panache. It's more of an accomplishment. And it's the cool factor. James Dean, the Marlon Brando, and the Wild One.
How you doing? This is Orlando Pena. We're creating Wealth Online. I'm here with the wonderful Will Reynolds, and he was the keynote speaker today at the Affiliate Summit, and we're here in Philadelphia. And some of the things that he was talking about is SEO and how Google has been changing a lot of algorithms and a lot of things. So can you give us some examples, some of the things that have been changing, and some of the things to stay away from when it comes to Google?
Okay. So my belief is that Google's trying to answer questions better than they ever have before. When we type things into Google, we're on a journey, we're seeking something out, and Google wants to get us that information as quickly as possible. So I think the biggest thing that I'm noticing is Google's just answering your questions right there in the search results, which means that there's a chance that if you rank number 1 or 2, and Google shows that answer, I may not have to click on your site to get the rest of the information that I need. So I think that's probably the biggest change. It's one we gotta pay super close attention to because overnight it's affecting people's businesses. In terms of the things you shouldn't do, those things have always been the same things. I mean, think about it. Every step you take, ask yourself, like, is this adding value to the people who do searches? Is this adding value to my community? Does this help people, achieve what they're looking for? If that answer is no.
Right.
Long term, Google probably doesn't want to reward it. So I would say stay away from things that you're kind of in your gut, don't feel like.
And how important is content?
Key. Content, content's critical because Google's, as smart as they are, it's still a pretty dumb process in terms of indexing pages. So you still have to be writing content for Google to even know what you're potentially about. What I would say is, don't rush it. A lot of people want to be like, how can I get 100 pages written in 5 days? And then it leads you down this path of kind of getting low quality content written. And I talked about that today. It's rarely content that really helps solve people's problems. It's usually is that quick, get it done content. So I would say, instead of trying to write a lot of content, try to write really good content, one piece at a time, that you know that when somebody gets to it, it's actually going to help them solve their problems.
But one of the things that I was also told that video is also good for content also because a lot of people don't like to read all the time. So
totally true.
Have you used that before?
Tons.
With videos?
Tons. So video, if you go to the YouTube keyword tool, you'll start to see what kind of words people are going to YouTube and looking for. It's telling you, I'm looking for video content. When I go to YouTube, I'm not looking for long form content. I'm looking for video. So I would recommend if you're thinking about doing video, first thing before you jump into it, go to YouTube. See what people are actually looking for. And then if it matches up with what you offer, then you can start publishing content around that. I will tell you, there are tons of times where video is showing up in the search results. How to tie a tie, how to tie a shoe. It's easier to see a video than to read about it, right? So Google is showing a lot of video right there on the results pages, and all the research is showing that when people see it's a video, they click on it sometimes even more than they do the number 1 or 2 listing if it's at 3 or 4. So for me, I'd say if there's an audience, go for it. Produce the video, get it out there, and make sure it actually helps people solve their problems.
Definitely, Will Reynolds. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you for
of course.
This beautiful keynote.
Of course, man. My pleasure, man. It was a lot of fun.
On the next one.
Yeah, I'll be in New York for a conference in 4 weeks.
Okay. Wait,
so I'll be back up. It's called the Conductor Conference. Okay. Yep, so I'll be there. I think it's only like $300-400. Not that
well, come see him. This guy, he has a lot of stuff.
Cool. Thanks so much, man. Appreciate it. Take care, man.